What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Brain Waves. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Oh, this one's going to piss some people off. Let me just go ahead and get this out the way. This one is going to piss some people off. But you know what? It needs to be said. So make sure y'all double tap the screen when you come into the building. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. What are we going to talk about today? We got to talk about the government shutdown 2025. You know, a lot of people are going through right now. A lot of people are very vocal, especially on social media. Man, oh man, oh man. They be in the comment section of everybody's platforms, mine included. Man, they got a lot to say. But a lot of what they're saying is just anger. Now, they're mad because instead of trusting in God, for example, letting God provide for them, give them the wisdom, the strength, the protection, the connections, making ways out of no ways, everything that the Bible talks about, right? They wanted to rely on the government. And, if you rely on any person, a person can let you down. There are people that work in the government, they can let you down. And so here we are in a situation, and people, they have been let down with their SNAP benefits. They've been let down with their pay. They've been let down with even Section 8, and it's trickling into other areas. Now we're having travel issues. As it currently stands, it looked like Thanksgiving is probably going to be off the table for a lot of people. Besides the fact of not having SNAP, you are going to have travel issues. You can't get on a plane, fly out like you used to. The air traffic controllers are tired. Listen, everybody tired. But you know what? Everybody's mad. And they're mad at Trump. They're mad at the Republicans. But instead of getting mad, why don't you get to work? What do you mean by getting to work, brainwaves? You need to get out there and do something. Listen, I hear tons of people that come into the comment section, for example, right? And they say, I have a job and I'm still on SNAP. Or there's people that work and they're still on SNAP. And that is true. That's a real thing. There are people that's on SNAP and they still work. However, what I want to actually say is that the people that are on SNAP, for the most part, we're not talking about an exception here or there. We're talking about the majority, right? If you're on SNAP and you're working, that means you're doing the bare minimum. You're dealing with the bare minimum level of stress, bare minimum of energy put in, bare minimum of sacrifice, bare minimum of anything. You should try to progress yourself. If wanting to work for someone is what you want, you need to progress yourself into a career job. That's right. See, there's a difference between having a job and having a career job. A lot of people have jobs, but they don't have careers. Do you understand? There's a big difference. Careers is something that maybe you further your education. You got to be qualified. You got to get training. You got to go through this, go through that. But once you get into there are opportunities of advancement. There's opportunities of increase. Some of you get annual increases or maybe semi-annually or whatever it is. Depends on what you do. You have opportunities to make more. And you are setting yourself up to where you're not relying on the government for that. See, the problem is too many people want gimme. When you listen to relationships, all these relationships that we seen in the past couple of years and earlier here in 2025, all the women is like, gimme. I want a man. He got to make 6 figures. That's gimme, because she wants your money. He need to be 6 feet tall. He need to have a 6, you know what? Pause. It's gimme. And you never hear out of these women, what are they planning on offering? They go around, they be like, my looks, wrong answer. Damn near every woman out here look good these days. You turn around, you look on social media, you look out in the streets, man, all these women walking around here looking good. Like, why are you any different? What's so special about you? Your looks, that's it. Can you cook? Are you good with children? Are you supportive, nurturing? The list goes on and on and on. You know how many women look good? That's played, man, in 2025. Maybe for on some simp tip. You know, those simps out there, those beta male incels, they never, had a woman. So they don't know how to deal. They lose their mind when they come around a woman. But to most men, we like, man, we ain't falling for that. And it's funny because now people are being humbled. I'm going to do a whole show on this. People are being humbled. You see, the Bible talks a lot about humility, but people was walking out here talking big and bad. And what you seeing now is who got it, who don't. Speaking of got it, y'all know what this look like. Y'all see this? This is the brand new iPhone. Brand new. I got my other iPhone. Look, hold on a second. Let me grab it for y'all. Y'all think I'm playing. Hold on. Y'all think I'm playing games. Y'all over here think I'm playing games. See, one of the things that I also do, I'm a tech reviewer and gaming enthusiast. So I still got my other iPhone. See? Y'all see? Hold on, oh, my bad. Wait, I got it the wrong way. My bad, dang, my bad. Two different iPhones. It's the brand new 17 Pro Max. This is the 16 Pro Max. I can do videos comparing both phones. You see what I'm saying? I can compare both phones. I got the Galaxy. I mean, listen, this is one of the things that I do. I get off my behind and work. I got the Galaxy phone. You know what I'm saying? Got the new Z Fold 7. You know what I'm saying? In the coveted color. Why am I showing you all of this? Because I refuse to sit back when I busted my chops. I invest in myself. I use my phones. I use the things that I do to make me money. And these are some of the things that y'all need to do. Y'all need to be using your equipment. Some of you have vehicles. You can use your vehicles to advertise. You can use your vehicles to make money, but y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want to be lazy. Y'all want to sit around, be mad at Trump, mad at the Republicans, when it's actually the Democrats that have rejected 14 of the clean resolution bills, bipartisan bills. It ain't the Republicans. It's not Trump. Y'all mad. The government shut down because of the Democrats. It's not because of the Republicans. It's not because of Trump, but y'all mad at Trump. Y'all mad at Trump because he's president. You're like, well, he's president, so we're going to blame him for everything. He's president, so we'll put all our blame. What about blaming for your own financial situation? Is that what you go around doing? Do you go around blaming presidents for your own financial situation? No matter who's president, I don't care if it's a Democratic president, I don't care if it's a Republican president. Are you blaming the president for your own finances? Like, are you an adult or are you a child? You have a lot of children in adult bodies. And what's happening right now is people being humbled. And now on social media, you can't show the things that you got. Look, I'm going to show my Apple Watch. I'm going to show my new iPhone. I'm going to show my other iPhone. I'm going to show, when pull it back out, I'm going to show my Z Fold, and I'm going to show everything else that I need to do. Why? Because I busted my chops to have all of this. You think I got all this by being on food stamps? Now, this is no, offense to anybody that's on food stamps. But what we're talking about is you talking about the people that refuse to work in their able bodies. Listen, if you can come on social media, if you can read a news article, if you can pick up a TV remote and turn on your television, even if you're disabled, you can make money. If you can pick up your TV remote, your Apple TV, your Amazon, whatever, regular TV, and turn on the TV and change the channels to turn the volume up, you can go to work. There's work for disabled people. There are videos that disabled people could do. There's people that would actually help you. There's companies that would help you. There's no excuse. Listen, you got access to other funding and other resources being disabled that somebody, an able body, can't get. I'm tired. Listen, there's no excuse. What this is showing is who's lazy and who's not. You know how a lot of times on a job, right? Or like in group projects, you'll be the one that put in all the work in a group project. Let's say you got 5 people. You and maybe 2 people, like you and maybe one other person is putting in the work. Maybe 3 people together, right? But then you got 2 individuals, 2 to 3 will say that it's just riding off of all your work. That's how it's been in the world. They've been riding off of our taxes, riding off of our contributions, riding off. Listen, the free ride is over. Everybody got to pull their weight. This is how we make the country great. This is how we make the world great. This is how you make your own life great. People that sit around and complain all day, people that sit around and look at wealthy individuals and get mad. You're mad because of success. You're mad because of this. You got a problem. You have anger in your heart. Listen, you know what I told you? I'm convinced these liberal AFers on the left are on demon time. They're straight demonic. And I got more videos coming. I did part 1. I'm going to do a part 2 and part 3. They curse all the time. They're just angry. They're violent. They're ready to crash out. They want to do anything. They don't care anything about family and structure and working and order and furthering yourself and building things up. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about that. Nothing. And you know what's funny? The people in the chat, you could tell who's broke in the chat. You could tell who wants to stay broke, right? You could tell who's not trying to further their situation because they talking broke. They talking about I'm spreading lies and all this stuff. How am I spreading misinformation, but you steadily watching me? Says a lot about you. How does a person who claims you're spreading misinformation repeatedly come back to somebody who's supposed to be spreading misinformation? What kind of sense does it make? Why would you constantly keep watching a channel, TV network, what have you, an article? Why would you keep consuming that content if it's wrong? That would mean one of 2 things. Either you're lying and it's not wrong, or something's wrong with you. How about that? Something must be wrong with you to constantly keep re-engaging and consuming information that you claim is wrong. You see? Like, what do you, like, you got that much time on your hands that, ooh, let me come around. Brainwaves is live again. Let me come around. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see what he's showing. Let me see what he's saying. So you're consuming all of this you claim is misinformation. Okay, got it. But you could be using that time to further your situation. You could be using that time to be encouraged, to be edified, to be building, to be working. Listen, I don't waste my time with misinformation. The only time I actually sit there and may watch something of misinformation is if I'm going to react to it as a content creator. I'm a content creator. So my job and part of what I do in this particular channel, like I said, I have a tech and gaming channel as well. As you can see, that's why I got all these devices and stuff. My other point is I would react to it, and that's the only time I would watch it to do that video. But I'm not going to sit there and watch it and repeatedly go in unless I'm making content. And guess what? When I'm reacting to it by creating a video, I'm making money. The views, the watch time. YouTube is a business. I'm working. Do you understand? So when people say foolish things, I'm working. What are you doing? You could take that time and gather some of the same ideas and start a channel. Listen, there's a lot of people right now, while y'all waiting for the government to feed you, you're waiting for the government to open to give you this, to give you that. You're supposed to be starting your own YouTube channels. Some of y'all are supposed to be content creators right now, but instead, you want to be lazy and you don't want to get out. I'm a particular content creator that has put on many content creators on social media for years. I told you I have a business degree, I have a marketing degree. That's what I do. I have put on and helped encourage a lot of YouTube channels. I'm talking about big channels. A lot of people, big channels, small channels, I've helped a lot of people. I'm not going to name drop because that's not important. But I've helped a lot of channels become successful. That's right. That's right. Some of you could be the next success story, but instead you mad at Trump, you mad at the Republicans, and you mad at me. You spending all your energy being mad instead of channeling and using that anger and redirecting it, using it as fuel to get you out of your situation. You got to think like this. When you depend on someone else, what if that person doesn't come through? Okay? Listen, there was times, sometimes, like, there were times you have homeless people that work. One of the things I used to do, I volunteer a lot of my time still. And I used to volunteer more of my time in the past. People used to talk at me like I'm crazy. They be like, why are you volunteering so much time? You're not getting paid for it. That's what people say. You're not getting paid for it. Right? You're not getting paid for it, but guess what? It ends up turning into something paid. Listen to this. Ta says, what if YouTube stopped paying content creators? If YouTube were somehow to shut down, then we would go to the next platform. Listen, I'm very creative. I'm blessed with talent. I'm a producer, songwriter. I'm a lyricist. If YouTube were to shut down, then I would go to Rumble. I'm on a lot of these platforms. I will go to Instagram. I'll go to Meta. Listen, all of these things not going to shut down at once, and YouTube is not going to shut down. YouTube is under Google. Google's not going anywhere. You understand? Google will be the last place to shut down. Let me ask you a question. What if your job stops? Let me ask you the question. Todd's saying, what if they stop? What if your job stops paying you? What are you going to do? Where do you work, Todd? What if your job stops paying you? By the way, I also work for public safety. So, I mean, I'm not concerned with anything. You understand? Come on now. Like, let's not come in the chat and talk foolish and spread misinformation. What if your job stops paying, Tom? I have more than one source of income. This is what I encourage. See, the problem with people that's on Snap, they put all of their eggs in one basket. They tell you not to do that. Do you actually think I only rely on YouTube? I don't rely on YouTube just for my money. I have multiple sources of income. Do you understand? Multiple sources. And this is what I encourage people to do. But y'all don't want to listen to me. Y'all want to be lazy. You just want one job. You want one part-time job. You got people that complain that they can't maintain a Snap. They're complaining about working 20 hours a week. They don't even want to work 20 hours a week part-time, and you getting Snap and all that stuff covered, and all you got to work is 20 hours. That's it. That's the bare minimum. Something's wrong with that picture. That's an individual that would never get anywhere as long as they stay in that mindset. They will stay dependent on the government. They will no longer be able to get anywhere and do anything. Why? Because they don't have the mindset. They don't have the drive. They don't have the tenacity. They spend all their time getting mad at other people for not taking care of them. Right? You got to get out there and work. Darren, I've been unemployed. I've been homeless. You talking about I never had a hard day in my life. I had to walk everywhere, walk in the rain, walk in the storms. What are you talking about? See, the problem with people like you, Darren, is you judging people and you don't know anything about a person. You're coming to my platform looking at me being successful now, looking at all the blood, sweat, and tears that I put in. And you be like, oh, he ain't never worked a day in life. And that's what a lot of broke people do. A lot of people look at people that are successful and you judge them. Look at that car they driving. Look at that house. And you figure they never had hard times. I've starved. I've lost weight. I done been in all types of situations. Don't even get me started with that. Bruh, you have no idea what I've been through. None. No idea. You don't know what it's like to not be able to pay any bills. You don't know what it's like to have filed bankruptcy before. Darren, let me ask you a question. Have you ever filed bankruptcy before? Let me ask you a question. Because y'all coming in here, the broke people coming in the chat full of anger. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever filed bankruptcy before, Darren? Let me ask you this question. Have you ever filed bankruptcy before? Have you ever been so broke in such a bad situation, you just had to file bankruptcy? Have you ever done it more than once? Have you ever had to walk? Have you had to ever go through anything? Darren, what have you been through? You're sitting up here criticizing me. What have you been through? I want to know. Darren, you're the one that's coming on here criticizing me, saying, I don't know what it's like. So tell me what it's like, Darren. Stop jumping on here talking about this or this, that. Tell me what it's like. I want to know what you've been through. So you say you guarantee you have more money than me right now. You don't know how much money I actually got put up. You don't know how much money I got invested. How can you say you guarantee you have more money? Darren, you talk like somebody who's broke. Let me make something clear to y'all. Wealthy, successful people don't go around on the internet. They don't go around in person. They don't go around anywhere criticizing somebody. I didn't say a word to Darren until Darren came into my chat. I want y'all to see this, right? I want y'all to see this. I didn't say a word to Darren. I didn't even know who he was. He came to my chat. I didn't come to him. He came to my chat and he criticized me saying, I don't know what it's like to go through hard times. He said, this guy don't know what it's like. Probably never had a hard day in his life. That's a broke mentality. Because a lot of the successful people, you have no idea what they've been through. And if you actually was broke or you actually went through hard times and you're as successful as you trying to claim that you're on YouTube, Darren, show me your businesses. Show me some. Give me something that I can pull up on the website right now. That's what I want to see. I want to see what we can pull up. I want to prove to my audience. Darren says he got way more money than me. He says, I got way more money. Okay, so let's go. Give me some websites. Give me some things. Show me some businesses. Show me some things I can pull up on the screen right now. I'll pull it up on the screen. Prove me wrong and let me pull some things up on the screen. Come on, let's go. Stop playing. Let's go. Let's go. Give me something, since you're so successful, you established this and established that, and you claim you got more money than me. You have no idea what I'm invested in. You have no idea. You're speaking foolish. That is foolish talk. You never go around saying, I got more money than you. The same way that you judging me, or should I say misjudging me, thinking that I never had a hard time in my life, is the same way that you misjudging my assets and my net worth. I tell you, man, listen, you can't talk to broke people. Darren, don't get quiet. Give me websites. Give me something I can put up on the screen. Give me some businesses. Give me something that I can go ahead and pull up and show to my audience. Since you say you got way more money than I can ever imagine, way more money than me, I need something right now. Let's go. Pull something up, because that's the talk. You said you can guarantee. You didn't say I probably. He said he can guarantee you got more money than me now. So I want to see it. Give me something that I can pull up. And then look at him lying in the chat. He says, I didn't bring up money. You the one who brought up money, Darren. Look, let me do this. Darren came on to the platform. Darren, I'm about to make you look stupid. First of all, Darren came into the chat and he says this guy never had a hard time in his life. That's talking about money. Who brought that up? You did. You're the one who brought up the struggles. Then you come back, which you got your message on the screen, Darren. You say you also guarantee you have more money than me now. Then the guy comes in here, lies, and says, I didn't bring up money. You listen, do you see the mindset of these individuals? And Darren still did not pull anything up. And now he's trying to do rhetoric in the chat. He posted 1,000 messages thinking that we supposed to fall for that. Listen, I'm going to ask my audience something. Put a 5 in the chat if you can see that Darren's caught in a lie. If you believe that Darren is caught in a lie, put a 5 in the chat. I mean, I'm telling you, man, y'all play yourself when you come to my platform. I'm going to say this. Darren, if you believe that you're broke, that's you. I didn't call your name Darren. I didn't call your name Darren. Darren, if you believe that this topic applies to you, if you on, listen, how could you be on SNAP benefits and be impacted by the government shutdown, but then claim you got way more money than me? Do you see? Darren, get some websites up. Stop playing around. Stop wasting our time and get something up where we can show the people that you got way more money than me. Because anybody can talk on the internet and say this and say that. Let's get some stuff we can pull up. If you're as successful as you claim, then there should be some things out there to show your success, show your business, show what you do. But you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that because you came out saying that you got more money than me right now. We're talking about right now, November the 5th at 5:40 p.m. So come on, let's go. Stop playing around in the chat. That is the mindset of people that are not wealthy. Do you understand? And then he tries to flip it around and say that I'm lying. No, you're the one that's caught in lies. The whole topic of this stream, right, is about the government shutdown. And instead of people getting mad at Trump and the Republicans, get to work. Darren comes in the chat thinking that I'm talking to him when I'm not paying attention. I got a couple of hundred people in the chat. You think I'm paying attention to you prior to this conversation? I got a couple hundred people in the chat. The chat be moving and flying. We ain't got time to be psychoanalyzing the chat like that. Come on now. This is what I'm saying. People that depend on the government and refuse to better themselves, refuse to further themselves, refuse to do anything. They even refuse to listen to guidance. There's people that's refusing to listen to the information. They're refusing to focus on the topic. Right? Like I said, let the broke people talk in the chat, because I gave Darren a chance to prove. This guy said he got way more money than me, and I gave him a chance to prove it, and he ain't proved nothing. All he doing is yapping off in the chat. So let Darren chat. You have people that come on social media, like myself, that provide information, provide guidance, provide encouragement, etc., on how people can better themselves. And that if there's a time for you to get up off your behind and do something, now is the time. You have people that like to come into chat rooms and come online and say, well, I work a job and I'm still on Snap. That is my point. You have a job. You don't have a career. If you had a career, you would not be on Snap. So this is a good time for you to look towards a career, or be an entrepreneur, or perhaps collaborate with people. But people want to be lazy. They don't want to do that. They want to complain at people at their success. They want to penalize you. So let me get this straight. I made right choices. I made sound choices. I put in the blood, the sweat, and tears. I put in the time. Other individuals put in the time, and then they want to criticize you for it. They made bad decisions. They refused to listen to sound advice. They criticized sound advice. They put down. Listen, you reap what you sow. If you go around doing all of this, then you're the one in that situation. Listen, I'm not broke. I'm making this clear. I'm not broke. I'm not a brokey. Lotto, shout out to Lotto. I'm not a brokey. I'm not broke. I'm not in no broke situation. But some of y'all are. Not all of y'all in the chat, but some of y'all are. And you got to be careful, because when you speak all of that haterade on somebody that's successful, why they got this? Why they in that position? This and that. When you do that, you're actually cursing your own life. See, life and death are in the power of the tongue. But a lot of y'all don't follow the Bible. A lot of y'all don't follow God. You wonder why you're in the position that you're in. Listen, y'all, there's a lot of people who can give two explicatives as it relates to following the Bible and following God. They don't care. Especially the lefters. The lefters don't care. Listen, dumb liberal AF lefters, they don't care nothing about following God, following the Bible, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't care nothing about that. And they talk reckless, and they be reckless, and they going around thinking that by speaking that way, they're supposed to get you somewhere. Listen, let me tell you something. The world is small. Let me go ahead and put this out. I'm going to play some video content. The world is small. So you got people that's in the chat. Let me tell you something, Darren. Let me put you on game, Darren, while you talking. Darren, you have no idea the people that I'm connected with. You have no idea of the people that I know and the people that watch my platform. See, I have people that watch my platform. They're not going to come into the chat. They're not going to reveal that. They stay behind the scenes. But they're very influential people. And when you talk recklessly as somebody like me, you blacklist yourself with people that you have no idea you're blacklisting yourself. And this is a lesson that I want some of y'all to pay attention to. When y'all crashing out like that for no justifiable reason, when y'all sit up there acting jealous and hateful, you know what? I got to get the 7 deadly sins back up here. Let's go ahead and get this back up on the screen. I used to have this up daily. I think I got to get this back up here. Where is it at? Hold on. Let's see if I can find where I put it at. Let's see. I think this is it right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's get this back up on the screen. Yeah. Get the 7 deadly sins back up on the screen. So you have a lot of people that just for no reason, listen, you don't mention their name, you don't say nothing, but for some reason they feel like you talking about them, or they look at you and they got an issue with you. Some of y'all in the chat be going through this. Some of y'all are going through this right now, right? You have people that feel like they're more valuable than they actually are. They're not making contributions like they think that they are. They might think that they're doing something, but they're not, right? The reason, listen, when you look at people that get paid, for example, people that come up with ideas that affect a large number of people, those are some of the most wealthy individuals. People that create things that a large number of people can utilize, products, services, etc., etc. Those are some of the most wealthy people. A lot of people just sit around and consume. You're not creating nothing. You ain't doing nothing. And you might, for example, have a job. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that if you expect your income and your wealth to be anywhere similar to someone who's created this, created that, started this, and started that, it's not going to be. And it can be. You can be there. You can get there. But instead of you wanting to get there, instead of you wanting to learn, you mad. You mad at people like me. You mad at Trump. You mad at the Republicans. Y'all just straight up mad. And because you're straight up mad, you can't get nowhere. Right? You can't get nowhere. Ignore the brokies in the chat. They're just going to continue to rant. Let them rant, because that's what they do. Let them get their anger off. They can use me as a punching bag. Listen, let me make something clear. There is nothing that none of y'all say in the chat is going to cause me to lose any sleep, get me upset. It's going to cause me anything on my plan. Every time you drop a comment, let me make something clear. every time you leave a comment in the chat, you are helping me get paid. Let me just make this clear. Every time you say something, whether you say something positive or negative, you're helping me get paid. So thank you. Thank you for getting pissed off. Thank you for you checking somebody. Thank you for you making me look bad. You're helping my platform get paid. You're helping me. So thank you. And remember, at the end of the day, the door is always open. Because nobody asked you to come here. You came on your own accord. You came out of your own free will. Nobody's holding you hostage. You can leave. If you don't like me, if you don't agree with me, I'm not losing any sleep for anybody that want to lead a platform. Because for everybody that wants to lead a platform, you open it up for people that want to be here. So, again, let those ignorant individuals rant away in the chat. So any of my moderators, unless they just getting like extremely vulgar or they spam in the chat, that's the only way that you could block somebody. To my moderators, if somebody's just vulgar and or they spam in the chat, then block them. But let them go. I want the people to see. These people spend all their time. For example, they're spending all their time in the chat. Listen, y'all can say whatever you want with me. I'm at work right now. You can criticize me on the job. And see, this is the point. I'm working on YouTube by putting out these videos, right? Whether you like them or not. Again, for every person that don't like a video, another person likes it. And speaking of likes, make sure you double tap the screen. I'm putting out these videos, right? And the thing about it, see, this is what I'm talking about. What's up, Pooh Tingles? Said, let's subscribe and like. Yeah, look, let's piss them off. Y'all get to subscribe. Double tap. Boop, boop. That's all you got to do. Double tap the screen. And shout out to those of you who subscribe. See, here, we're a part of the winning team. The losers are going to cry in the chat. They're going to whine. They're going to be upset. They don't want to listen. They don't want to follow. All they want to do is criticize. And these are the same people. I want y'all to see how they're criticizing me. And what they do, they are narcissists. Because they flip everything around. And that's a lot of it that comes out of the liberal left Democratic Party. A lot of them have that narcissistic mindset where they try to blame Trump. They try to blame the Republicans for things they actually doing themselves. And then when you call them out on it, then they got a problem with it. Then they say, well, you're evil, you're this and this. They try to flip the Bible on you. No, the Bible says to expose everything. Ephesians 5:11, it says expose evil. There's a lot of scriptures. See, they want to come. Let me make something clear. There's a lot of you dealing with this on your job, in your neighborhood, on social media. A lot of you are trying to start a business, right? Some of you could be hair, it could be landscaping. You might be a content creator, for example, and you're trying to start a business. You're trying to get yourself up off of relying on the government. You don't want to be stuck. You've been listening to the advice of multiple content creators and other people out here. And you're trying to do the things. You're taking the steps. And then you got people like some of the people that's in my particular chat and other people's chat that are discouraging you. They talking bad at you. Why are you trying to do this? Why are you doing that? Why are you looking this way? Why are you doing it? Listen, I'm a successful content creator. Hate it or love it or hate it. And no matter how successful you are, there's always going to be people that's going to be haters. If you're successful, you have haters. For example, if I wasn't successful right now on social media, I would have people in the chat talking silly about me. See, if I was a nobody, if I wasn't successful, if I wasn't engaging, entertaining, if I didn't edify, if I didn't educate people, etc., 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 nobody would have nothing to say. But because I do all of those things and more, because I boldly speak, because I talk about the tough points. Here at Brainwaves Advice Topics LLC, we don't shy away from the top points. All of those tough points that other content creators shy away from, we talk about it here. We go in. We get it in here. And that's one of the things that I'm known by. You got people that's mad and upset about that. So instead of them going out doing what they need to do, because successful people not mad. Anybody that's successful, they're not mad. All of the people that are not successful and are choosing not to be successful, they're choosing to have a sob story. They're choosing to cry. They're choosing to do this, choosing to do that, right? All of those people that are choosing that, those are the ones that you see whining in the chat right now. Anybody that's serious about bettering their situation, bettering their finances, getting somewhere, they're listening. They're happy. They're chilling. They're good. But all of the people that's on demon time, they want to drag you down. You know the saying, misery loves company? They want to drag you down. They want you to be in a situation like them. Listen, everybody have a time. Everybody has a season. Let me break something down. For a lot of people that's been dependent on SNAP, been dependent on Section 8, been dependent on the government taking care of them, this is probably the first time they ever struggled. Because they've been dependent on the government. And those government checks been coming in like clockwork. Now that it's stopping, now that they're struggling, and now that they're mad. So they're having their first bout of dealing with things. People like myself, I've been struggled. Oh, y'all have no idea how I struggled. But because I don't have to struggle anymore, people upset. Y'all mad. Y'all want me to come on here and act like I'm in I'm on Section 8, I'm on SNAP. And again, I'm not talking about anybody particularly on Section 8 or SNAP, but I'm making an example. This is how they want me to come on. I'm on Section 8, I'm on SNAP, I got no food to eat, I got nothing to drink, I'm just here, and I'm mad at Trump, I'm mad at the Republicans. When they gonna open the government up? That's how people want me to talk, but I'm not in them situations. You can't get mad at an individual that's not in that situation. And listen, I've had federal jobs before where you get furloughed or you get laid off. I done been through all of these things. The people that work for the government and they lost their jobs, I've been there. And let me tell you something. When I was going through those situations, do you think any of these people in the chat talking, do you think any of them was there for me? No, they weren't. None of them people talking was there for me. Y'all weren't there for me. Y'all didn't send a message. Y'all didn't act like you cared. You didn't have a concern. But now that you're going through a situation and I'm telling you to get out and get to work, do something, better your situation, you got a problem with me. You see, you want a handout. You want a handout. Gimme, 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 gimme. When is the government gonna gimme? When they gonna gimme? They need to hurry up and gimme. What are you contributing? What are you contributing? I'm about to just go ahead. Listen, I just blocked that Darren dude. I'm just tired of him spamming my chat. So what do I mean by spamming my chat? If you are constantly posting messages to the point where it's distracting to other people in the chat and you can't see anything, no one else can see their messages because they're constantly seeing somebody who's angry, broke, busted, and disgusted and refusing to do what they need to do to get somewhere. That's called spamming the chat. You got that guy named Darren. He's been blocked. I blocked you, Darren. He's probably going to come back under other accounts and come back and come back and come back. Right? Because that's what they generally do. They be on demon time. It's like demons. They come to your platform in the first place. You ain't coming after them. They come to your... Listen, you coming to my channel. You in my chat. This is my platform. This is my house. I'm going to run it as I please. This ain't your channel. If you got a problem with it, go start a YouTube channel. Ain't nobody holding you back. Mr. You claim you so successful. So if you got a voice and you feel that people need to hear it, go start a channel. But you're not going to do that. You know why? Because you don't want to catch that criticism. See, it's easy for people to talk in the audience. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to show nothing. People don't really have to take you seriously. But when you actually start a channel, that's when people look at you. And that's when people gonna try to judge. And that's when people gonna try to come here and come there. Right? Listen. We got to get up and work. You have people that have no limbs. They work. Listen, a lot of people claiming that they're unable to work are able to work. The majority of people are able to do something. In 2025, going on 2026, with the use of the internet and all types of devices, there is so much that people can do. But you know what? They don't want to do it. Instead, they want to blame you for even opening your mouth suggesting it. Why? Because it makes them feel better. It makes them sleep at night because they're able to do the things that they want to do, which means gimme, 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 and I don't want to lift a finger. I want the government to take care of me while I sit back and do nothing. And there's been quite a few in the chat. We're all about encouraging people to do what they need to do. A lot of y'all have talents. A lot of y'all are educated. A lot of y'all have skill sets. A lot of y'all have things, but you refuse to get up and do what you need to do. You got this person named, was it Kiki Palmer? It's kind of ironic that you say I'm copying somebody, but you copying a celebrity. Your name is Kiki Palmer. You're using a celebrity's name, but you talking about I'm copying somebody. Man, get out of here. Listen, Ringo and I are cool. Do you understand? Do you understand? If you go tell Ringo that, he ain't got no problem with that. Do you understand? Ringo says a lot of my talking points while you trying to talk, Kiki Palmer. Do you realize that some of the talking points that Ringo says are my talking points? Do you realize that, Kiki Palmer? Have you not paid attention to that? See, this is what I'm talking about. You're copying everything, but Ringo says some of my talking points. That's what people that are cool do. We got no problem with it. And I have my own original style, my own original delivery, but you want to try to turn it into something else. I want to know what you're doing, Miss Kiki Palmer, because you have a celebrity name. Like, seriously. You got a celebrity name, but then I'm being accused of copying somebody. But that person's literally copying a celebrity's name. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. I tell you, man, it's crazy. It's real crazy. I'm checking something real quick. Let me play a little bit of this video while I'm checking something on my phone. The same phone that y'all want to criticize me for having 3 phones. I guess now they're going to get mad at me. Oh, I'm not successful because he got 3 phones. What do he need with 3 phones? Why he got 3 phones? Why he got all these phones? What he doing with all these phones? This question alludes to the common. I guess that's what's coming next, right? The criticism. Why you got all those cars? Why you got all this stuff? Why you doing that? See, that's exactly the problem. This is the same way that people look at wealthy individuals. Why you this? Why you that? Why you working with this person? Why you in touch with that person? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? They always criticize everything. They spend all their time criticizing, pointing fingers, and being mad at their situation. Like, people act like politicians are actually in their house, in their finances. They're not in your house. They're not in your finances. You have full capacity to run your own finances, run your own house. But you don't want to run your own finances, your own house. You want the government to run your house. You want the government to pay so I guess the government need to come through, pay your light bill, pay your water bill, pay all your utilities, pay your insurance, pay your doctor's bills, determine what your co-pays need to be. I guess you want the government to just do everything for you, right? How about we just get them to go grocery shopping for you, take your children shopping, pick them up from the daycare. You want the government to do everything for you. I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. It's the government's responsibility to literally raise you and grow you. I get it. You want the government to do everything. The government should do it. The government should do it. I tell you, let me play this video. Let's get this video on the screen. I'm gonna have to turn this into a part 2, man, because, like, I'm telling you, the way that I see people respond in the chat just tells me that it's no hope for some individuals. Like, some of you people, there is no hope. There's just no hope for you. Like, literally, it's like you want to be optimistic for some people. Like, some people get it. They're going to do what they need to do. They understand what I'm saying. They understand where I'm going, and they're going to progress forward. But a lot of people, the way that they speak in the chat, the way that they just go to criticizing and all of that, I tell you, man, there's no hope. Let's get this video going while I'm looking for something.
For free health care for illegal aliens and to appease their radical left-wing base. And it's a total disgrace. This past weekend, Americans traveling to weddings, funerals, vacations, and meetings faced significant flight disruptions at airports across the country because of staffing shortages. On Sunday alone, more than 5,000 flights traveling to and from U.S. airports were delayed. Since the Democrat shutdown began,
Oh, and by the way, I want y'all to understand that today is November the 5th, right? I want to show y'all something. You know that Keke Palmer chick? You know this one right here that was in the chat, and one of my mods actually blocked me. This Keke Palmer chick, check this out. She just joined today. Y'all see that? Let me make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see. She just joined today. That Keke Palmer chick is a troll who just joined today. But like I said, she got the name of a celebrity talking about copying stuff. Look at what you're doing. You can't make this stuff up, man. I just want to show you that they're literal trolls in the chat. They're literal demons in the chat. They're on demon time. Y'all got to understand. The reason why these people come into my chat when I go live is because they're demons and they don't want you to receive the encouragement. They don't want you to be inspired. You know what? I do need to start my hair business. I do need to start working with that person. You know, there was something I thought about doing and now I need to do now I do need to go back to school. This is the time I knew I should have went back to school. Maybe now's the time to do it. They don't want you to be encouraged by that message. They want you to be distracted by rhetoric. They want you to feel down about rhetoric. They want to try to taint the source. They want to try to make me look like I'm the bad guy for doing this content. When what I'm doing is saying it's time to get to work. Like I told many of y'all, I work 7 days a week by choice. I don't have to work 7 days a week. Let me just make that clear. I don't have to. I choose to. Why? Because I'm not lazy. I'm not going to sit there and rely on the government to provide for me, to put food in my family's mouth, to put food on the table and meet the needs that I have for my family. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rely on the government. Some of y'all might want to rely on the government. And then look at this person in the chat. This person says, go get a job then. I work for public safety. How stupid do you sound? That's one of the other things I do. I work full time for public safety. I don't need to go to school. I have 4 college degrees. How many degrees do you have, Bernie the Great? I have 4 college degrees. That's right, 4. 4 college degrees. I work full time for public safety. I'm also a content creator, amongst other things. I have my own business. I have a lot of things going on. What are you doing, Bernie the Great? You're in the chat complaining. You're in the chat criticizing. You're mad because I'm successful and you're not. And this is what I'm talking about. Talking about you go to work. No, how about you go to work? How about you go get some degrees? How about you go get some jobs, like some career jobs? Career jobs, not a job. See, a lot of people have jobs, but they don't have career jobs. Jobs where you can advance. Jobs where you can make something of yourself. Jobs where you could do a couple of things, put in a little bit of time, boom, you done moved up, boom. You see? But they over here criticizing me, telling me what I need to do when I've already done the things that I'm telling people that they need to do. See, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You have somebody that's successful. You have people that are successful. You have people that are in better situations. But do you think that the people that are not in those situations want to listen to them? Some of them do. The smart ones do. The sane ones do. The ones that understand what time it is and they understand the mission, they do. But to the rest of y'all complaining and whining and trying to criticize the source, you'll never be anywhere. You're cursing someone else's success. You're literally speaking curses. You're literally speaking lies on somebody else that's there. And then you wonder why you crying and you mad. You wonder why you got so much anger in your heart. You wonder why when you see somebody successful, your blood just boiling. You wonder why. You wonder why successful people don't want to give you an opportunity. You wonder why sometimes you get turned down from that job. Remember, I told y'all the world is small. Sometimes when y'all be popping off at the mouth at certain people, you don't know who certain people are connected to and who they know. So when y'all talking bad about that one person might be connected to other people. Then you go out for the job, you didn't know that was that person's cousin or uncle or family member or friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. The list goes on and on. You going out for this opportunity. It's like, nah, man, you talk bad about my man. You talk bad about my girl. Nah, I remember you. Why should we hire you? Why should we give you that opportunity? See, a lot of y'all don't understand this. The world is small. Same thing here on social media. Y'all on social media talking bad about me. You're literally sabotaging your career on social media. For those of you that look to get on social media, you're already sabotaging any opportunity you got. Why? Because people watch me. People pay attention. Again, they're not going to come out in the chat. They're not going to come out in the chat and tell you who they are. There's people with big platforms that watch me all the time. And when they see you do that, they're like, yep, we're not working with that person. Nope, nope, nope. Come on now. Come on. You got people that says, AJ Shred says, feed children and take care of the elderly. MAGA is anti-American. No, the Democrats are anti-American. They rejected a bipartisan bill, a bill that they agree upon that would open the government and allow them to negotiate their other points, their health care and all of that. They can negotiate that later. They rejected it 14 times. It's not the Republicans. The Republicans been submitting it. The Democrats refuse. They've been refusing. It ain't the Republicans rejecting it. It's the Democrats. And the Democrats have not come to the table and presented a bill. They have not presented a clean bill. They like, we want what we want, and that's it. That's selfishness. They rather sit there and keep the government closed, have people starve to get what they want. When the Republicans been grinding, like, here, we've been submitting this. Here, we've been submitting that. We've been trying to get this open. We tried to touch the contingency funds. At first, the judges said that Trump couldn't. Then they came back Monday and said that he could. Then they came back and said that he can't because it's only a partial money. Because, it's like $8.6 billion per month that's needed, and there's only 4.6 in the contingency fund, so it would only be partial. So then the judge came back and said, nah, he can't do a partial. He got to do the full thing. Where's the money coming? So Trump was like, look, forget it. And then the thing is, you got people that's saying that the Republicans want to get rid of healthcare. They don't want to get rid of healthcare. That's misinformation. There are people that are freeloading off the system that, remember when Obama put Affordable Care Act into practice, it was supposed to get cheaper and cheaper, but every year it just went up, 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 up. So we could continue. Those premiums are going to go up, up. Listen. It's going to get to the point where even if that was still left in place, a lot of people that are in the lower income bracket, they can't even afford the Affordable Care Act. They might be able to get it, but they couldn't even afford the premiums at some point because they keep going up. The Democrats don't want to reduce the premiums. They don't want to do nothing about it. They just want to keep it going up, 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 up. Things been going up, 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 up. Gas is going up. Listen, everything is, listen. Biden had everything going up. Everything was going up to the point where we couldn't afford nothing. Trump ain't barely been in there for a full year yet. It ain't even been a full year yet. It's getting close to it. It still hasn't been a full year. People acting like Trump been in this term for like 3 or 4 years. The things that he's putting in place need time for it to kick in. Just for example, if you pay off bills, it's going to take a month it's going to take like 3 months or so, 3 to 6 months before you can really feel the benefits of paying off a bill. As soon as you pay it off, you're not going to feel it. So a lot of the policies that's been implemented is taking time to actually start feeling the benefits. And the benefits are rolling in. But right now, instead of getting to all of that, we got to focus on this government shutdown situation. So there's a lot of things he want to move forward and do, but he can't do because we're sitting here waiting on the Democrats to actually agree to a bipartisan bill. A lot of y'all are mad and y'all gonna still sit there and vote and support them and stay broke, busted and disgusted and stay mad. Y'all gonna stay mad at people like me, stay mad at other people successful. You're gonna be pointing fingers, being mad all day instead of getting to work. When you could get to work and you could be successful too. You could be in a position where you could be a blessing to others. But instead, y'all got your hands out, waiting for the government to be. And check this out. You want Trump. People like AJ Stokes Shred want Trump to pay for him. Listen, you mad at Trump. You pissed off at Trump. You consider Trump evil, Trump this, but then you want to take Trump's rule, whatever he can pass or whatever bills or whatever money and funding and opportunities he can provide. You want that. You want all of that from Trump. But then you want to say how wrong it is? Nah. If that's the case, then you need to be like, I don't want nothing from Trump. Because you're a hypocrite. If you accept money from Trump, if you accept any opportunities from Trump, you accept anything that Trump's doing, but yet you sit up there cursing him out, saying this, saying that, talking about him, talking about the administration, you're a hypocrite. That literally by definition makes you a hypocrite. Y'all need to be going around, I don't want nothing that Trump can do. I don't want to accept this. I don't want to accept that, if that's how you feel about Trump. See, the hypocrisy and the demon time is real, man. I'm telling you, a lot of these people that's mad, they don't follow the Bible at all. They don't follow. They playing around with scripture. They're lukewarm. Check this out. I did not time you out, Kenneth. My moderators timed you out. You know why my moderators probably timed you out? Because I'm not even looking at the chat, number one. And number two, you're probably saying a bunch of stuff reckless. Here you go again, talking in all caps. Here you go, assuming that I did something that I didn't do. You're assuming that I timed you out when I did not. My moderators did that because you're talking reckless in the chat. And I'm sure if I go back and look, you did, with you talking in all caps. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Listen, man, I can't entertain this, man. I can't entertain this. My moderators will stop y'all from spamming the chat. Do y'all know what spamming the chat means? That means you posting 1,000 messages and no one reading the live chat can see any other's messages but that one person. That's considered spamming the chat. And that's extremely disrespectful. You're breaking rules. You're violating a whole host of things, but you claim that you're right. And you claim that you want to have a voice. And you claim, see, this is what I'm talking about. You're moving reckless. People be moving wrong, doing all this stuff wrong, but then they want the benefits of people that move right. Y'all want to have money. Y'all want to be successful. You want gimme, but you moving wrong. No, that's not how it work out here, man. That's not how it work out here in this world. And a lot of people are being humbled right now and learning the hard way. A lot of people are learning the hard way. Y'all learning the hard way. So listen, contrary to popular belief, I have somewhere to be. I have work to do. Do you understand? I got some work to do. So I have to get off this live stream because I got work to do. I don't just sit around on the internet complaining all day like some individuals. Instead of complaining, get out there and do something. Get to your dreams, get to your visions. You need to find a dream, find a vision. You need to get right with God. Get out here and do it. Stop relying on the government and Trump. Y'all rely on the government and Trump instead of relying on God. That's a part of the problem right there. That's a big part of the problem. And y'all mad at individuals that rely on God is not relying on the government. Come on now. This is a whole nother conversation, man. Listen, I got somewhere to be. If I get done and I get time later, I'm going to come back on here. If not, I'll come back on tomorrow. Shout out to all of you in the chat. The people spamming the chat, man, y'all violating YouTube terms. YouTube will block you. Let me make this clear. If you are on anybody's platform and you're spamming the chat, you're typing reckless, YouTube will block your messages. YouTube, the platform itself, will block you. It's got nothing to do with the content creator. Then too, if the content creator has rules and if the content creator has moderators, I got plenty of moderators. They will time you out. They will block you. Listen, if you're not talking reckless, you can disagree with me. That's no problem. They won't block you. But when you're talking reckless and you doing that, you're going to get checked. You can't go into a place of business and talk reckless and think you're not going to get checked. You can't, listen, y'all be thinking y'all got freedom of speech. Like I said, go run that mess on your job and see what happens. Go talk reckless in some other places. Go up to somebody in their face and talk reckless and see what happened to you. There's consequences. And this is what I be talking about by people on demon time. They put themselves in a situation, they in consequences, and they're not trying to get out of it. They want the government to get them out instead of them getting themselves out. And most of these people are able. They're able-bodied individuals. In 2025, we got the internet, we got resources, things can come to you. There's all types of government programs that still, even under the shutdown, you can still get some type of funding for things. I don't even want to get into that because you're like, what? You could get that? Yes! But y'all don't want to listen to that. Y'all just want to stay broke, busted, and disgusted. If that's what you want to do, I can't help you out. This platform here is all about winning. So, hey, let me get out of here. I got some things to do. I'll catch y'all in the next one. If I have some time, I'll be back on. I may do part 2 or talk about some other subjects. But I'll catch y'all later. To those of you that get it, y'all got it. To those of you that don't, hey, maybe hopefully you do get it. Peace and blessings to those in the chat here watching the stream or watching the replay. Make sure you double tap that screen and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and blessings. And shout out to all my new subscribers and members. I'm out.